So the video cut off. This is going to be the second part of the Pisces reading. Sorry for that. So with this Hangman, as I was speaking of earlier, basically, you definitely are, just like I said, seeing things from a different perspective. For some reason, I'm still trying to understand why we got the Four of Wands there. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. That's Pisces energy too. Yeah. I just feel like you're definitely not attached to this anymore. You've come to a place where you've healed emotionally. Your emotional welfare and well-being has definitely improved. But if that is not how you're feeling right now, you can expect that in the near future or even eventually, you're going to be in a great place emotionally. You're going to have some level of wisdom, a better perspective on everything here. Because of the Nine of Cups reversed. The Nine of Cups reversed. It's right to the Hanged Man. So that's why I was telling you guys earlier that I strongly feel that the perspective you're coming to is more so about this person. In the past, you could have been very pessimistic, like, oh, I can't move on from this person. I really like this person. I really wanted this person, things like that. And now you're like, you know what? I actually feel really good about letting go and moving towards something that's more stable. So let's look at the Nine of Cups reversed. Oh, yeah. The Hierophant in the reverse. You guys are very much aware of what aligns with you and what doesn't. I don't know why Cups came out, so let's just see. Try to clarify that again. And the King of Pentacles in the reversed. Excuse me. You know, even if it was something really, I wouldn't say this is small, because this could be a big problem. If someone who's possessive, and if they weren't possessive with you, they could be someone who just, they took their insecurities out on you. For sure, that could have been a theme. The Hierophant is in the reverse, so overall, no matter what the case was, this is not someone who aligns with your standards at all. They're the opposite of what you want. You guys could have not realized that in the past, and now for sure you guys are going to see that. I know for sometimes it's hard to really grasp that, so it's at your own pace. And again, it's a general reading, so only take what resonates with you. So, but this message is very specific about seeing things differently, seeing this person differently, and not so much in a good light. However, good things are going to be on the way after you finally have, after that's finally set in for you, is what I'll say. Let's look at the King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? I want to move these up so you guys could see them. Eventually, I'll work on getting a better camera, or also just getting a setup differently so that way it's a lot easier for you to see the whole cards. But right now, it's not going to happen anytime soon because I'm frankly on a budget. But eventually, I'll get to a point where I can get like a, I'm not sure what you call them. My sister has one of them, where you can place the phone into like it's like a mechanism or some form of, what is it called? It's specifically so that you can record things like readings from like not a bird's eye view, but it shows everything a lot more clearly. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But I definitely have to get one of those at some point. Not sure when, but it's in the works. Why is the King of Swords here, Spirit? Okay, we have the World in the reversed again. The World reverse came out twice. So we have the King of Swords to the World in the reversed. And the World reversed is clarifying the King of Swords. So what I'm saying, what Spirit is saying to me is that this is very much tied to one another energetically. This person wants to have a conversation, a serious conversation. For others of you, this person wants to talk and be very honest, be very transparent about whatever the case is that they want to address. They may want to tell you that they haven't moved on, is what I'm getting. If you have a conversation with this person, that's definitely going to be something that's brought up, is the fact that they actually may want to talk about things, the unfinished business that we mentioned earlier. What's with the World reverse, Spirit? So whatever unfinished business that they haven't, anything you haven't resolved with one another, that's definitely something you guys may talk about. And the thing is, you may not be as interested as reuniting. That's the thing. But regardless, it looks like they're gonna try to talk. The World reversed. I definitely feel like you might give them the okay to talk, but it's like whatever happened in the past, it definitely changed the whole trajectory of how you see them. Even if they come correct now, you're like, I'm not attached. I'm not interested. I'm not even tempted by this anymore. It's not very enticing to you. If that's not how you feel now, it's definitely going to be how you feel by the time this person slowly, gradually comes towards you. Yeah, they're going to want to make amends with the Five of Swords reverse. They're going to, like we had the Five of Swords earlier, they're going to want to resolve whatever conflict wherever you guys left off, they're going to want to talk about it. They're going to try to fix things. The Knight of Pentacles. So if some of you do want to reconcile, it looks like it's a possibility. Chariot. However you want to move forward in the situation is how you're going to move forward. But this person seems to feel like they're going to take the wheel. They're going to take control of the situation. They seem to feel like even the circumstances outside of themselves, they want to have some form of accountability and control. Excuse me. The Knight of Pentacles. The Magician reversed. That's odd. The Hermit reversed. Okay, so something about this person may have felt powerless at one point, and that's why they distanced themselves. It looks like something that they're going to want to work on. That looks like something that they're going to have to consistently, routinely work on. The Magician. Why is the Magician in the reverse with the Hermit reversed? The Fool reversed. Yeah, it's definitely self-doubts. Self-doubts or putting limits on themselves. There's something that they're working on here when it comes to what's in their power before they come out of this distance or withdrawal phase. So they have the willpower, the determination, but it may be a gradual process because there's definitely some strengths that they want to develop here. Anything that may have been their weaknesses prior that caused problems, they're trying to work on it. So however that resonates, whatever that means to you, that's what they're working on. It's a collective reading, so it's going to vary for everybody. And it may not be everybody's case too, just like I mentioned in the beginning of the reading. Why is the Strength card here? That's almost self-explanatory. I feel like it ties into the Knight. But yeah, if this person Just like I talked about earlier, they have a tendency to go back and forth. Knight of Wands reversed, reckless energy. It's like they want to improve, and then something resurfaces, toxic habits. It's almost like it's out of their control. If they're possessive and that was a problem for you, that's something that they need to work on. 100%. If they had a tendency to play mind games or try to be take advantage of you mentally, that's something they need to work on. Because just like we saw earlier, this person could have had insecurities and they took it out on you. Knight of Wands in the reverse suggests they're trying to get out of that back and forth, trying to improve, and then something comes up where they feel triggered and they start lashing out, or whatever the case was. That is definitely a weakness that they have that they're trying to work on. And it's like, for you, I really feel like you're turned off. I feel like you've already been affected, impacted mentally and emotionally by whatever they did in the past that harmed the relationship, and you're like, eh. The Devil reversed. The Devil reversed. Yep. Wow. 10 of Pentacles. So for some of you, I'm getting that if you want to reunite with this person, they are doing the work. They are breaking free from those toxic habits. It's going to take routine and consistency. But a lot of you guys are already detaching, and I think you guys are going to find a lot of, yeah, 7 of Swords in the reversed. I don't know. We have 7 of Swords in the reverse. So this person could be very honest with themselves. Instead of avoiding accountability here, they're being very honest with themselves and saying, you know what? These are problems that I have to fix if I want to be with Pisces. And yeah, for some of you, maybe you will reconcile. For others of you, I don't know if you're going to be interested in it, but they're offering something stable. However, I also feel like you're going to be able to see red flags right before you ever get involved with anyone else. And that's why you'll end up in, if you're interested in someone new, or if you guys end up in a relationship, it's going to be something that's set for long term. You guys are already going to break free from anything that's not healthy. So it's almost like this person helped you learn how to identify things, or even things that you know are in yourself. Like, say, for instance, you give someone the benefit of the doubt right off the bat. You're now learning that let's take things slowly with the Knight of Pentacles. So that is what I have for you, Pisces. I'm gonna go ahead and leave things here. Have a good rest of your day, and if you're watching this at night, have a good rest of your night and a safe night.